Good morning, students. Let us start now today chapter 2, Business Service Part 1. In this chapter, we are going to study about insurance, postal services, warehousing services and transportation service. First, we begin with the insurance. What do you mean by insurance? Which are the features of insurance and the principles of insurance? First, let us begin with the meaning. What do you mean by insurance? Insurance contract is a return agreement. When you want to take an insurance, you have to undergo with the contract. And that is the reason insurance cannot be taken by the minor. On behalf of minor, a major sign the contract, but minor cannot take insurance. So it is a agreement, return. It should be a written agreement. It can't be an oral agreement between two parties. For insurance, you need minimum two parties through which the insuree, means the person who takes the insurance and the person who make the payment of premium, that person is known as a insuree. Pay the premium, he has to pay the premium, then only he can take the contract. He pay the premium, and against getting an undertaking, against the premium, what money you pay, what you are going to get back? You are going to get back the undertaking from the insurer. Insurer means the insurance company from whom you have taken the insurance contract, that he will be compensated. Who is going to be compensated? Insuree. Insuree going to be compensated as per the risk covered. At time of contract only you have already said that what risk you want to cover. At time of risk covered and the amount decided for the financial loss. Whatever amount you have pre-decided, who has decided? The insuree. How he decide? According to the payment premium capacity. If he is able to pay more, he take policy for the more amount. If he is able to pay less, he is going to take insurance policy for the less amount. So your premium payment capacity decide the amount of your policy, that decide the financial loss coverage you will be getting from the insurer. It means that insurance is a very much a legal contract you are signing, and whatever you say in the insurance at time of taking insurance should be true and fair and should be correct. Otherwise you will be in trouble when there is an actual loss situation arise and amount of compensation you have to take, that problem will arise. So the few points important you have to keep in mind regarding insurance. Number 1, insurance contract in a written form. It cannot be oral. It has to be in a written form. And the document what insurance company gives you known as a insurance policy. This insurance policy always remain by the insured party. He has to preserve the policy. At time of taking the claim, he need to present that insurance policy. So insurance policy is a written contract given by the insured to the insuree, and he has to maintain that policy. He has to preserve that policy till the term of policy gets over. So this is the one character of insurance contract. Number 2, that the insurance does not, insurance company, insurance means insurance company. Company does not remove the risk. They cannot stop the risk. The natural risk, the man-made risk and accident or any that death of a person if going to happen, no insurance company has a capacity to stop the risk. So they never remove or stop the risk involved. But what they do, they only compensate from the financial losses point of view. Due to the risk, whatever financial loss has arisen, max to max the insurance company can do is to stand with you in case of that crisis in your life. Whatever difficulty has arisen, insurance company stand by with you in your difficult days, in your problematic situation. Insurance company will give you financial support. They cannot replace the man if the person died. They cannot avoid the risk if the fire occurs. They are not going to come and stop the fire. Only the thing what they do, that whatever financial loss you have incurred, insurance company going to stand with you because you have taken a contract with the insurance company. Number 3, that the insurance is a special contract. In our law of contract, the simple contracts are also there for the business. But here it is to be considered as a special form of contract. Why? Because it has the different purpose. The purpose of insurance is, one hand, to provide you protection against the death. At the second hand, if you are alive, then you will get your money back in the form of your savings. So it is something special, different. It is not a normal contract. So it is a special form of contract, and more principles are applied to the law of contract. The law of contract has few principles, but in case of insurance, few more principles are added because the purpose of insurance is different than normal law of contract. So that it is called as a special form of contract. Now let us understand that which additional principles are added into the insurance contract. So the question is that the principles of insurance, which principles are there? Number 1, that is the principle of utmost good faith. See, as we said, it is a financial matter. Secondly, it is between two parties. Insurance contract is agreement between two parties. So when financially you involved with someone, you have to have a faith, you have to have a trust, and you have to have a belief in what the insurance company is doing business. And secondly, that what you are saying as an insuree, what facts that you are saying must be true, must be correct, must be genuine. While taking insurance, only if you lie or if you give wrong information, then ultimately at time of compensation, you only have to suffer. So both the party should have trust in one another. Both the party has to share all the matters clearly. Insurance company also has to express all the points related to insurance contract, and insured party also has to express all the points related to whatever matters are there. For an example, if you are taking a fire insurance for your residence, you know very well that my residence is next to the petrol pump. Now this is one of the important aspect for the fire insurance. The probability of fire are maximum. So in this case, under the utmost good faith, you have to disclose that this is one of the factor. So when you speak out all the truth, then only the genuineness will come, and insurance company and you can have a good agreement, good relationship, and good bond with one another. So utmost good faith is the basic particular principle of insurance. The second is Principle of indemnity. Under the principle of indemnity, insurance company says that insurance is a business for the company. It means that in any case, the insured party not to be gain or not to get profit out of insurance policy. Try to understand this with an illustration. Suppose you have taken an insurance policy of rupees 3 lakh. The godown for which you have taken the insurance policy of rupees 3 lakh. Now, the goods you have kept in the godown, and if you do the valuation of the godown, the valuation comes to 6 lakhs. So what you have done? You have taken the policy only for 50% of its value. You are so smart. Why you have done this? Because more policy if you take, more premium you have to pay. Less policy if you take, less premium you have to pay. So that you have taken 50% value insurance only. Now if fire occur and now the actual loss of that go down, it may comes to the 4 lakhs. Your policy is only of 3 lakh, loss is of 4 lakh, the value of your insurance that go down is 5 lakh. Do you think that company going to give you total 3 lakh what the policy amount you have insured? No. Insurance company will count the proportionate value of loss, and accordingly the premium will be you have paid, accordingly the compensation will be given. So your compensation certainly going to be less than 3 lakhs rupee. The reason is you have not taken the full insurance. Second, suppose that the same go down of 6 lakh rupee, you are taking the policy for 6 lakh. Now there is a loss of the 2 lakh value only. The remaining go down stock is okay. Only the due to fire, only 2 lakh rupee loss has occurred. So do you think insurance company will give you 6 lakh because you have taken a policy for 6 lakh? No. Again here, principle of indemnity says that as per the actual loss, only compensation will be given. So your actual loss is 2 lakhs. So company will give you money 2 lakh as a compensation. So principle of indemnity only says that in any case the customer means the policy holder should not benefit out of insurance. Insurance is a business for the company. So company will earn profit, not the insuree or as a party. Number 3. The principle of insurable interest. You should have an interest, direct or indirect, in the property or a person for whom you are taking insurance. The parents are allowed to take insurance policy for the life of their children. The owner of the house is allowed to take the insurance for the building, residential house in which he stays. The factory management is allowed to take insurance for the plants and machinery of the factory. But if you say that I want to take an insurance for the Taj Mahal, do you think any insurance company will accept your contract, accept your whatever proposal? No. The reason is that insurable interest is not maintained. What interest you have in that Taj Mahal? You have neither direct nor an indirect any concern. It is none of your business to insure public properties. Belongs to government. So, insurable interest has to be maintained. You should have a concern for the property or a person for which you are taking insurance. The next is the principle of subrogation. So here in the principle of subrogation, the insurance company says, once the compensation is paid as per the indemnity, whatever compensation, the full compensation is paid to the insuree, then the leftover, all will be, ownership of it will be transferred to the insurance company. As per our example, that go down worth rupees 6 lakh, if the total damage occurred and the total compensation for the policy you have taken 6 lakhs and company has paid you the full compensation 6 lakhs, then whatever the remaining of that burn goods and burn go down, that remaining things will be taken by the insurance company. That is what the principle of subrogation. So in this manner, the 4 additional principles are added to the law of contract. Law of contract already has its own principles. These are the special for insurance company. Now the thing which you remember very well, that principle of indemnity means valuation of loss, and the principle of subrogation, these two are not applied to life insurance. Ever you have heard that when the person is died, insurance policy matured and insurance company is claiming for the dead body? No, because that is not applicable to LIC. Second, you have taken a policy of rupees 10 lakhs. Now, when the death took place, insurance company not going to decide whether the loss to the family worth rupees 10 lakh or worth rupees 1000. It is none of the business of insurance company. You have taken policy of 10 lakh, person died, then all the legal hire, that is all the nominee whose name is mentioned, they are entitled to get total 10 lakh amount. So in this manner, the principle of indemnity and the subrogation are not applicable to LIC. This is what you have to keep very much in your mind. So this is what all about. Today we have learned the meaning of insurance, the characteristics of the contract of insurance, and the principles of insurance. For your reference, you can refer your textbook page number 12 and 13 for further detailed reading. Thank you.